Welcome to another Duel Links decks video. Today we are going to have our Gem Knights deck. For this deck we will be using the balance skill. Your starting hand will reflect the card balance of your deck. This skill will not activate unless you have at least 6 of each type of card in your deck. With the balance skill we could be able to have a higher percentage of having a spell and trap on our hand on our initial turn. Let's check out our deck list. We have 3 Gem Knight Alexandrite. You contribute this card, then special summon 1 Gem Knight normal monster from your deck. This can special summon your level 7 Gem Knight crystal from your deck. Then we have 3 Gem Knight Obsidian. If this card is sent from the hand to your graveyard, you can target 1 level 4 or lower normal monster in your graveyard, then special summon that target. You can use Gem Knight Obsidian can be used as a fusion material to special summon a normal monster after doing the fusion summon. After that we have 3 Gem Knight Lazuli. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target 1 normal monster in your graveyard, then add that target to your hand. You can use Gem Knight Lazuli as a fusion material to bring back a normal monster to your hand after fusion summoning. The card that grass looks greener can also trigger the effect of this monster after Gem Knight Lazuli was sent to the graveyard. Then we have 2 Gem Knight Merchant. During the damage step, in either player's turn, when a face-up earth normal monster you control attacks or is attacked, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, then that monster gains 1000 attack and defense until the end phase. Since we are using at least 7 or 8 earth-type normal monsters, this could work with this deck. You can also swap this with 2 Sphere Karibo depending on your preference. Then we have 2 to 3 Gem Knight Crystal. You can special summon this using Gem Knight Alexandrite. After that we have 2 to 3 Gem Knight Garnet. This can also be special summoned by Gem Knight Alexandrite. This can be used as a fusion material for summoning Gem Knight Citrine. You can swap this with a Thunder monster if you prefer to use Gem Knight Prismora. After that we have 2 to 3 Gem Knight Lapis. This can also be special summoned by Gem Knight Alexandrite. This can be used as a fusion material for summoning Gem Knight Lady Lapis Lazuli. Then we have 1 Gem Knight Lady Brilliant Diamond. This must be fusion summoned with 3 Gem Knight monsters as fusion materials. You can only special summon Gem Knight Lady Brilliant Diamond once per turn. Once per turn, you can send 1 Gem Knight monster you control to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon 1 Gem Knight fusion monster from your extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. A great combo with this is if you use Gem Knight Obsidian as a fusion material to summon this monster, since you'll be needing another Gem Knight monster on the field to the graveyard to special summon another Gem Knight fusion monster. Another one is that if you haven't summoned or set any monster yet, and you use Gem Knight Lazuli to return a normal monster to your hand, that returned monster can be used to special summon another Gem Knight fusion monster. Then we have 1 Gem Knight Master Diamond. This must be fusion summoned with 3 Gem Knight monsters as fusion materials. This card gains 100 attack for each gem monster in your graveyard. Once per turn, you can banish 1 level 7 or lower Gem Knight fusion monster from your graveyard until the end phase. This card's name becomes that monster's, and replace this effect with that monster's original effects. If your other Gem Knight Citrine or Gem Knight Lady Lapis Lazuli gets destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you could fusion summon Gem Knight Master Diamond, and copy the effects of those fusion monsters from your graveyard. If ever you can also use Gem Knight Lady Lapis Lazuli as a fusion material, then copy its effect for additional effect damage to your opponent's life points. Then we have 1 Gem Knight Citrine. This must be fusion summoned with 1 Gem Knight monster and 1 Pyro-type monster as fusion materials. If this card attacks or is attacked, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. You could swap this with Gem Knight Prismora. Then we have 2 Gem Knight Lady Lapis Lazuli. This must be fusion summoned with 1 Gem Knight monster and 1 Gem Knight Lapis as fusion materials. You can only special summon Gem Knight Lady Lapis Lazuli once per turn. Once per turn, you can send 1 Gem Knight monster from your main deck or extra deck to the graveyard, and if you do, inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each special summoned monster on the field. Always remember that the effect damage of Lady Lapis Lazuli increases by the number of special summoned monsters on the field. This includes fusion summoned monsters. Let's check out our spells and traps. We have 3 Gem Knight Fusion. Fusion summon one Gem Knight Fusion monster from your extra deck, using monsters from your hand or your side of the field as fusion materials. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish one Gem Knight monster from your graveyard, then add this card to your hand. This is the replacement for polymerization for Gem Knights. You can retrieve this repeatedly by banishing one Gem Knight monster from the graveyard. Then we have 3 That Grass Looks Greener. If you have more cards in your deck than your opponent, send cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard so you have the same number of cards in the deck as your opponent. This card prepares your graveyard for your Gem Knights. Ideally you could be able to retrieve Gem Knight Fusion and normal monsters from your graveyard, if Gem Knight Lazuli and Gem Knight Fusion are sent to your graveyard. After that we have 3 Paleozoic Canadia. Target one face-up monster your opponent controls, then change it to face-down defense position. Once per chain, when a trap card is activated while this card is in your graveyard, then special summon this card as a level 2 Aqua type water normal monster. If summoned this way, this card is unaffected by monster effects, also banish it when it leaves the field. This is a great support card, and you could also trigger its effect if it's sent to the graveyard by That Grass Looks Greener. Lastly we have Triamid Pulse. Once per turn, you can banish 2 cards from your graveyard, any combination of rock-type monsters or field spell cards. Then activate one of these effects. Target one other face-up card on the field, then destroy it. Target one rock-type monster in your graveyard, then special summon it in defense position. Target up to 3 field spell cards in your graveyard, then shuffle them into the deck, then draw 1 card. Since most of the monsters that we have on this deck are rock-type monsters and we will have our monsters on our graveyard most of the time, the effect of Triamid Pulse will be good in this deck. Before we go, we have a few cards that can be used as alternative and can be considered for deck. First we could have either Gem Knight Tourmaline or Gem Knight Amber as a Thunder Fusion material monster to replace Gem Knight Garnet if you are to use Gem Knight Prismora. Then we could have Gem Knight Prismora to replace Gem Knight Citrine. Gem Knight Prismora must be fusion summoned with 1 Gem Knight monster and 1 Thunder type monster as fusion materials. Once per turn, you can send 1 Gem Knight card from your hand to the graveyard to target 1 face-up card on the field, then destroy that target. Then we could have Sphere Karibo instead of Gem Merchant. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can send Sphere Karibo card from your hand to the graveyard, then change the attacking monster to defense position. That is all for our featured deck. Watch the replays to have an overall knowledge on how to play the deck. If you have any ideas or suggestions on how to improve the deck, leave your comments below. For more videos, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Now, let's head on to our replays.
Duel! Duel! Duel!
Yeah.